When people are determined, they can overcome anything. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It is in your hands, to make a better world for all who live in it. People respond in accordance to how you treat them. Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. It always seems impossible until it's done. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. The greatest glory in living is not in falling, but in rising every time we fall. Lead from the back, and let others believe they are in front. The greatest glory in living is not in falling, but in rising every time we fall. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. One of the most difficult things is not to change society, but to change yourself. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. We must use time creatively, and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. I have never cared very much for personal prizes. A person does not become a freedom fighter in the hope of winning awards. Although I am a gregarious person, I love solitude even more. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Where you stand depends on where you sit. I am the captain of my soul. A leader is like a shepherd. He stays behind the flock, letting the most nimble go out ahead, whereupon the others follow, not realizing that all along they are being directed from behind. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I learned that to humiliate another person is to make him suffer an unnecessarily cruel fate. Even as a boy, I defeated my opponents without dishonoring them. Nothing is black or white. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, but humility. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Know your enemy, and learn about his favorite sport. Quitting is leading to. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. It is not where you start but how high you aim that matters for success. Keep your friends close, and your rivals even closer. A good head and good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that illiterate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace. The brave man is not the one who has no fears, he is the one who triumphs over his fears. Men have different capacities and react differently to stress. But the stronger ones raised up the weaker ones, and both became stronger in the process. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's inspiring others to move beyond it. Let your greatness blossom. In some ways, It is easier to be a dissident, for then one is without responsibility. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. I never lose. I either win or learn. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Few things make the life of a parent more rewarding and sweet as successful children. Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. A blind pursuit of cheap popularity has nothing to do with revolution. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Those who conduct themselves with morality, integrity and consistency need not fear the forces of inhumanity and cruelty. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to helping others without expecting anything in return. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. If I had my time over, I would do the same again. So would any man who dares call himself a man. Difficulties break some men but make others. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Fools multiply when wise men are silent. Without language, one cannot talk to people and understand them, one cannot share their hopes and aspirations, grasp their history, appreciate their poetry, or savor their songs. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Thanks for watching.